And here we go with week 7 about to start later tonight with the Jacksonville Jaguars and New Orleans Saints. But before we get there, let's look back to week 6 and see how I did. I'm still looking strong with a 58-35 record compared to other people, whatever, but they're freaks, whatever. They got time machines. In any case, last Thursday we had the Chiefs who struggled to beat the Broncos because Russell Wilson, who can't throw for over 100 yards, throws 2 interceptions, and yeah, I don't know what it is with the Chiefs. I know like it's a division game, but I don't know. I don't know if it's the Chiefs offense that's not doing too well with Mahomes and stuff, but you know them, they're gonna bounce back at any time. So I'm not gonna be too concerned about the Chiefs. However, it is kind of weird that they don't run QB sneaks with Mahomes. Probably scared he'd get injured again, but what do I know? The Ravens did their thing in London against Tennessee, although their red zone offense leaves a lot to be desired. Um, the Titans lost Tannehill for a good amount of time, so Malik Willis is going in. Whether what they do with him and Will Levis week 8, who knows? Because I believe they decided to take their bye after the London game. Ravens, however, are coming back to play at home. So, yeah, we'll go from there. The Falcons. I put my faith in Desmond Ritter, and I got burned for it. He threw 3 interceptions, 2 of which, one was in the end zone, and the other was in the game. The Commanders did their thing, though, defensively. They had a good balanced offense, and, that punt return was pretty good. So, yeah, good on you, Commanders. The Bengals did their thing against the Seahawks. However, I did not expect the game to be as close as it was. Um, uh, I looked at it and it was like, for some odd reason, the Seahawks were worse than the Ravens in the red zone this week, and they could not get into the end zone. And this was another game that the Bengals could have lost, but the NFC West decides they don't know what to do. First it was the Rams, now it's the Seahawks. I won't say the Cardinals because the Cardinals were a team that I expected them to beat. Oh well. Well, actually no. I didn't expect them to beat the Cardinals the way they did, but that's in the past. This game, I won't say exposed Purdy, but exposed that offense. Because Debo went down, CMC went down, and Purdy decides to ignore Kittle and miss Ayuk, or Ayuk drops a pass or two. In any case, no one will be caring about how the offense looked if the kicker made the game-winning field goal before time expired. The Browns did their thing with PJ Walker. Whether they could have done that with Deshaun Watson is another story. But good on the Browns on giving the 49ers their first L of the season. The Dolphins absolutely beat the Panthers. However, they did start off down 14 points to the Panthers to the point where I thought this would be a huge upset game. However, the Dolphins turned it around, and all that hope the Panthers had of probably getting their first win went out the window. Maybe next time, Panthers. The Colts did their thing and could not win in Jacksonville again for the 8th year in a row, I believe. And that's sad that you can't win in a state, you can't win against a team in their home stadium for that long. However, it's not as sad as the Broncos losing 16 times in a row to the Chiefs. Come on now. Anthony Richardson is gone for the season. Gardner Minshew played like garbage, because of course he did. You do your thing when you go up against my team, but when you go against other teams, oh, that's when you like, oh man, I don't know how to play quarterback. The Bears and the Vikings, from what I saw during the highlights and the game tracker, this game was pretty much slow until the Vikings took the lead like they did, and then the Bears lost Justin Fields, who took an injury to his throwing hand. Whether he's good to go next game is another story. But yeah, I thought the Bears could do it, and it turns out they could not. The Texans beat the Saints because CJ Stroud is the best rookie of this draft. Derek Carr did throw for over 350 yards, I believe I saw, but I don't know what they were doing. CJ Stroud threw his first interception, but then the defense immediately gave it back with a fumble on the return. So can you really call it a turnover if you get the ball back at the end of the play? Who knows? But good on the Texans. They are making that division look a little tight. The Raiders did that thing against the Patriots, although I didn't think it would be this close. Jimmy Garoppolo's gone again because of a back injury. And yeah, I saw the play where Mac Jones threw a good pass to, I think, Parker, whatever his name is, and he dropped it. Bad time to get a drop when you're on your final drive of the game, followed by a safety because your tight end and your right tackle can't block Max Crosby. So yeah, the Lions had that thing against the Bucks, and I'm actually loving the Lions this season. They have shown that last year was not a fluke, and they are here to play. And I'm gonna say I'm so glad my dark horse pick from last year is doing so well. However, more for that in a second. The Rams did their thing against the Cardinals. I heard Kyler Murray is back at practice, but whether the Cardinals will be boosted or not when he comes back is a different story. The Rams did their thing, although I did see that they made a couple mistakes. Puka Nacua kind of faded into the void once Kupp got going. It's sad to see it. Yeah. The Eagles lost to the Jets because they played down to their competition. Jalen Hurts threw 3 interceptions against a secondary missing their top players. And Sauce Gardner and another player was out. And really, the Jets didn't take the lead until, I think, the second interception. And they tried to let the Jets score. I mean, they let them score. The Jets took it. It's like, look, we're going to take the points. We believe our defense could do our thing. And they did. And, yeah. This game was absolute garbage. I actually fell asleep to it, only to wake up to see that the Giants could have beat the Bills and upset them. But the refs don't want to call back-to-back penalties in the final seconds or in the final play of the game because it was an untimed down that got them there. Although it would have been a different story if Tyrod Taylor didn't audible out of a pass play at the goal line to a run play with no timeouts left. And there was like 12 seconds left. How you couldn't get lined up? It's a dangerous move, and you shouldn't do that. I think he tried to spike it, but by then it was too late. You might as well just run another play, but it was too late because the timer ran out. Whether or not they win with the 3 points is who knows because they were up. I don't think the Bills had scored until the second half. But again, like I said, I fell asleep. The Bills played down bad to their competition because I don't know how that works. But I don't think the Bills can succeed if they don't get that run game going. The Chargers and the Cowboys, I don't know what I was thinking picking the Chargers because, of course, Staley did his thing where he decides to go for it instead of get the points. And he decided to go for it when it could have got 3. And instead of being at 20-20, it was 20-17 at the end with Justin Herbert throwing an interception to end the game. Most overrated quarterback in the league so far. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. So that was week 6. And I'm at 58-35. Going into week 7. Tonight we got the Jags and the Saints. Now, Trevor Lawrence did get hurt last week. Whether he's good enough to play is a different story, but I think if he's not good to, I mean, they say he's good to go, but I'm gonna pick the Saints to get the win on this one because they're favored. The Jags are the underdogs, but I'll pick the Saints. I don't know what's the story on Justin Fields. I don't know if he's good to go. Therefore, I don't think that offense is good to go. I'll pick the Raiders on this one. The Bears played the Colts, and the way Gardner Minshew played against the Jags, that Browns defense is, I believe, is far better considering they don't allow yards like they have been. So yeah, I picked the Browns, whether Deshaun Watson plays or not. The Bills should beat the Patriots no problem. I think the confidence in the Patriots team is gone. If it's not gone, it will be. So we'll move on from that. And the Commanders should get this one against the Giants, even if Daniel Jones comes back, because I don't know. I just feel like they'll be better to go against the Giants. The Falcons play the Buccaneers, and I got the Buccaneers for this one because I can't trust Desmond Ridder, man. I can't. If it was Taylor Heinicke playing, it'd be a different story. But oh yeah, congrats on Calais Campbell getting his 100th sack. I was happy about that. You know I got the Ravens on this one. Like, I'm proud of what the Lions are doing. I don't want it this time. While they do have a good offense, the Lions, the Ravens defense is allowing the small amount of points per game. I don't think an offense has scored more than 20 points against the Ravens this season. A lot of people want to make this, I wish it was a primetime game, but it can't get flexed, even though the primetime game for tonight will be the Eagles and the Dolphins. Yeah, well, not tonight, but Sunday night. But it sucks to see that a lot of people picking the Lions, but I'm going to stick with my team. Probably because also when it comes down to QB pressures and sacks, the Ravens are up there. I believe they're tied for 5th in pressure, and I think either 1st or 2nd for sacks, which is a huge contrast from how the Ravens used to be in the pass rush. And they're not really blitzing as crazy as they're really getting home with their 4-man front. Maybe an extra guy, but they're getting home. So that's good. So I got the Ravens for that game. The Steelers are coming off their bye, and I have no idea if their offense has improved, but I'm going to get the Rams to win over them. A lot of people have short-term memory, but the Steelers' last loss was off of 7 drops by the Ravens receivers, 3 of which were touchdowns. Don't hype up the defense when the defense wasn't the reason why they won until the final minutes of the game. Lamar was carving them up, and his receivers caught the damn ball. That game is a blowout. But Harbaugh doesn't know how to call freaking plays when he plays the Steelers. I don't know if the offense has improved for the Steelers. I do know the offense for the Rams is good. The defensive front for the Rams is good as well. And Kenny Pickett has a problem with avoiding pressure. Hope Aaron Donald gets at least 2 sacks on him. But he probably won't. The Cardinals and the Seahawks, I don't know if the Cardinals will be good to go, because that's corner for Witherspoon for the Seahawks. He is doing great work. He's looking at like a good defensive rookie of the year leader. So I got the Seahawks winning this game. The Packers and the Broncos. The Packers are coming off a bye where I don't think they played well offensively, but the same thing with the Broncos not playing well offensively last game. I wish I could just leave it be, but I got to make a pick. I don't know. Jordan Love isn't playing like I thought he would. He looked good at the start of the season, but now it's just like, ugh. So I'm going to pick the Broncos for the upset. Actually, no, the Broncos are the favorite. Are they? Who cares? I picked the Broncos. The Chiefs, Chargers, that coach, man. He's gonna do it. He's gonna make a decision that hurts the Chargers. Like, they could be in scoring position, kick a field goal, just get the points and go. And he's going to say, go for it on 4th down, maybe 3. They're not going to get it. And then Mahomes gets the ball and goes down the field and scores a touchdown. Yeah, I'm just picking the Chiefs. I'm just going to Move on from that. The Eagles losing to the Jets probably will hurt them, and I don't see how they can beat the Dolphins, even though Jalen Hurts is a good. No, I'm picking the Dolphins. I don't see how anyone can keep up with Tyreek Hill. The man, this is the seventh game of the season, and he's near 1,000 yards already receiving. It makes no sense. Like people are leaving him open, letting him one-on-one coverage, or they letting him get behind them and make just like keep him in front of you at all times. Just keep him in front of you, but it's easier said than done. Who knows how the injuries are going for this one, but I want to say the 49ers bounce back because now they'll actually get Ayuk and they'll get Kittle more involved because one reception for one target for 1 yard. I don't know how you do that. Although if the Vikings pull off the upset, they can come right back in and get and fight for a wild card spot. They can stay alive until Justin Jefferson gets back. But it's a primetime game on Monday, so it's Kirk Cousins. So I'm making the 49ers. Kirk Cousins sucks on primetime, especially if it's a Monday. So yeah, I'm just going to do that, and no, 38 points. No, I picked the 49ers. Lock it. Okay, so those are my picks. I think the game that could possibly flip around is tonight. The Bears, maybe. I don't see the Colts doing it. I definitely don't see the Patriots. The Giants, if the defense steps up completely. I don't see the Falcons the way Desmond Ridder's been playing. This game could go either way between the Lions and the Ravens. Honestly speaking, the only way I could see this going bad for the Ravens is if they can't get it going on the second half. Like they do well in the first half, but they like get stale in the second, and it's actually getting annoying. Now we're going to the 7th game of the season. Hopefully they'll have it fixed. The Steelers win if the Rams make mistakes. Like they can't pass protect well. Stafford decides to play stupid and throw an interception like he did when he played the Bengals. That's the only way the Steelers are going to win because their offense is trash. And that's it. Those are my picks. I'm locked in.